Hello, welcome to another Teacher Tobin tutorial. We're going to be looking at topic 1 and types of error that can occur in programming. And this will cover 1.2.5 and Edexcel, GCSE Computer Science. So there are lots of other types of errors in Python. However, these are the main ones that you might get asked in Edexcel. So let's just keep this nice and simple today. Let's have a look. So you might be able to spot, just like in English, when we're writing English, English syntax requires full stops, punctuation to be in the right place, capital letters, etc. In Python, we also need to be mindful of syntax too. And here there are two issues. We've got this M instead of N, and we also don't have our marks over this way. So there would be two different syntax errors. Very easily done because M is right next to N. And I mean, usually when you're using an IDE, when you do your quotation marks, it adds a pair of them, which is what I normally do. I always start off adding the pair of these and then add my content to the middle to make sure that I've got opening and closing. That's one way I try to avoid errors. Most IDEs allow you to do that. Now, the harder one to remember would be logical errors and harder to spot as well. So these two statements, they look similar, don't they? But order total minus discounts times by the tax rate is very different from line 16, where we've got order total minus discounts times tax rate. They'll give you two different values. And Python does use the same order of operations as math, brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. But you do sometimes want to make sure that you're doing a certain calculation first. So when you've put the brackets in, it will make sure that it does the brackets first. So these, I mean, these two print statements will give you very different numbers if you ran them. So logical errors are a little bit harder to spot because the code still runs. It still gives you a number, but it's just wrong. And this leads to the next one, which is runtime error. By the way, I should probably just get rid of the AL. Logic errors might be better to say that. Runtime error. So the clue is in the name, and I have seen exam questions related to runtime errors before, asking what they are. Detected when a program is run. Okay, when you run the program, and it might run fine, but there could be an issue when you start using it. So, for example, we've got a division by zero problem. Our program works okay, but then somewhere along the line, we haven't accounted for the fact that there might be a number divided by zero, and then that would cause the program to stop running because you've got a runtime error, because Python will not allow you to do division by zero. It just doesn't work. So there might be some user input issues, or you might not be able to have the user complete something that they need to keep the program running. So there's all sorts of issues there. Let's go through a scenario then. Let's go through a scenario. So let's say we've got a variable total equals 0. And let's just say x equals 0 to start off with. We've got these two variables with integers 0. And then let's have a while loop. And let's say while x does not equal, I don't know, a number like 100. So this while loop potentially will just keep on running as long as x does not equal 100. And then let's do something with our total. Let's say total equals total plus, I don't know, x. and we update the value of x each time. But if we did something like this, x plus 3, and then we've got print total equals x, the main issue here is is that x is never going to be 100, is it? If we keep on adding 3, 6, 9, 12, etc., 15, it's not going to get to the point where it's ever going to match that condition. So you've got this program that's just going to be stuck in an infinite loop going round and round. Now the program's going to run because there aren't any syntax issues, but we've got a runtime error because the logic is flawed. Okay, so it will run, but it will stop during its run at some point. It will halt maybe, or it will crash because of the logic error here. We're not allowing it to ever meet that condition. So that would be an example of logical errors leading to runtime errors there. So I think we'll leave it there for the time being. I think that will be enough for this video. Just bear in mind, because I have seen questions come up occasionally about runtime errors, and it's worth remembering what they are.